Hey guys, today we're going to talk about something that might be hitting closer to home than you realize. You reach for a jar, and it feels heavier than it did last year. You rise from a chair, and your legs hesitate for just a moment longer. You used to carry your groceries inside with ease, but now even one bag pulls on your shoulder like a sack of bricks. It's subtle at first. Then one day you find yourself wondering, when did I get so weak? Have you ever felt like your energy is draining faster than it used to? Like your strength is melting away between the cracks of your daily routine? This isn't just getting older. This is a real process called muscle loss, and it begins earlier than most people think. But here's the good news. It's not inevitable. You can fight back. You can stay strong, stable, and confident in your body at any age. Today, you'll find out how. Let's talk about why your strength seems to vanish faster than it should. You lose muscle much quicker after 60 than at any earlier point in life. And this isn't because you're doing something wrong. It's because of how aging changes your biology. See, you have something called sarcopenia, whether you've heard the word or not. It means muscle loss due to aging, and it begins as early as your 30s. But the rate of loss gets dramatically steeper after 65. Imagine this. If you were to stop using your legs today and just sit in bed for a week, you could lose as much as 1 pound of muscle in your thighs alone. That's the reality of inactivity. But now add aging to that picture. Your body becomes less efficient at using the protein you eat. Your hormones that support muscle, like testosterone and growth hormone, start to drop. And the nerves that fire up your muscles, they fire slower or stop working as well altogether. You might be thinking, but I walk every day. That's great, but walking alone won't preserve muscle strength. It maintains endurance, yes, but not power. Not the kind of muscle that keeps you from falling, from straining your back, lifting a laundry basket, or from needing help to get out of bed. And the decline isn't even across your whole body. You lose fast-twitch muscle fibers first, the ones that give you the strength to rise quickly, catch yourself if you trip, or carry something heavy. The slow twitch fibers hang on longer, so you might not notice the difference while just strolling or sitting. But when life demands real strength, that's when it surprises you. Then comes the vicious cycle. You feel a little weaker, so you move less. You move less, so your muscles shrink more. That leads to even less movement, and suddenly your world shrinks, and your independence feels at risk. But here's the thing. The muscle isn't gone forever, not yet. Your body still has the power to build it back, even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. In fact, research shows that you can rebuild strength almost as well as someone decades younger if you give your muscles what they need. So why does it seem like it's slipping away so quickly? Well, imagine your muscles like a savings account. When you were younger, every movement was a deposit. Climbing stairs, lifting kids, playing, working, all of it kept the balance high. But now you're making fewer deposits. And every year, your withdrawals, the automatic loss from age and disuse, grow bigger. If you're not actively replenishing that account, you fall into overdraft. But there's more to it than just movement. There's also inflammation. Low-grade inflammation increases as you age. It's called inflammaging, and it's sneaky. It interferes with muscle repair. Even if you eat well and move, if your inflammation is high, your body struggles to build muscle efficiently. Add in stress, add in poor sleep, add in a medication or two that reduces your appetite or affects your nutrient absorption. All of these factors compound. And you know what the scariest part is? Most people don't feel the muscle loss until it's already affected their quality of life. You may not notice the extra effort it takes to push up from the floor, or the stiffness in your knees as you reach for something low. But then one day a small misstep causes a fall, and that's often the wake-up call. It's not just about being able to lift things, it's about maintaining autonomy, it's about staying in control of your body, your choices, and your life. So what can you do about it? Well, the rest of this video is going to guide you step by step through 6 powerful, doable actions that fight back against muscle decline. And not one of them requires a gym membership, special equipment, or superhuman effort. You're going to learn how even tiny changes can create big results. But before we dive into those, we need to look at something a little sneaky. something you probably do every single day without thinking, and it may be draining your strength faster than anything else. You sit down for a moment, just to rest your legs. The next thing you know, 2 hours have passed, the television hums in the background, and your knees feel stiff when you try to stand. Sound familiar? You might not realize it, but sitting too much is one of the biggest reasons seniors lose strength so quickly. And it's not just about being lazy or inactive. This goes much deeper than that. Our modern world is designed for sitting. Chairs, couches, cars, recliners, they're everywhere. And when you add a slower pace of life in retirement, physical aches that discourage movement, or even just a good book that holds your attention for hours, you've got the perfect storm. Here's the truth. When you sit too long, your muscles go to sleep. Quite literally. Your body starts signaling to itself, we don't need this strength anymore. So it stops maintaining the muscle you already have, and it stops building new muscle. It's a use it or lose it situation, and sitting tells your body, I'm not using it. Now think about your day. From breakfast to bedtime, how many hours do you spend sitting? Be honest. It adds up. Meals, phone calls, reading, watching TV, driving, waiting in a doctor's office. You might be surprised to know that even if you take a 30-minute walk in the morning, sitting the rest of the day still puts you in the sedentary category. That walk is great, but it's not enough to cancel out hours of inactivity. Let's look at what happens inside your body while you sit. Your leg muscles stop firing. The big muscles in your thighs and glutes, the ones that support your balance and help you stand, essentially shut down. Blood flow slows. With fewer muscle contractions, circulation becomes sluggish, which can lead to swelling, stiffness, and even blood clots. Your spine compresses. Sitting for long stretches can tighten your hip flexors and weaken your lower back, making it harder to stand up straight. Your metabolism drops. Yes, even at rest, active muscle burns more calories. So the more you sit, the easier it becomes to gain fat and lose muscle at the same time. It's not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. Studies show that extended sitting increases the risk of falls, fractures, and even hospitalizations in older adults. Your chair might feel like a safe space, but if you live in it too much, it quietly robs your strength. So what can you do about it? You don't need to run marathons or stand all day, but you do need to break up your sitting time, and I mean every hour if possible. Even small changes make a big difference. Here are some easy things you can do today. Set a get-up timer. Every 30 to 45 minutes, stand up, even for just 1 or 2 minutes. Stretch, pace around the room, refill your glass of water. This sends a signal to your muscles. We still need you. March in place during TV commercials. That 2-minute break during your favorite show can be a mini leg workout. Stand while on the phone. Whether you're chatting with a friend or checking messages, stand up and shift your weight from foot to foot. Do sit to stands from a chair. This simple move, rising and sitting back down repeatedly, is one of the best functional strength exercises you can do at home. Put things slightly out of reach, not dangerously far, but enough that you have to stand to grab the remote or reach a book. Make movement part of your environment. And here's something you might not expect. Walking isn't enough if it's your only movement. It helps your heart and keeps your joints moving. Yes, but it's the short, strength-focused movements that keep your legs strong. Rising from the floor, squatting down to pick something up, lifting and lowering your body with control. That's what makes your muscles respond. Now you might say, but standing is hard on my knees, or I feel wobbly without support, and that's okay. Start small. Use the back of a sturdy chair for balance. Use your walker if needed. You're not trying to prove anything. You're simply reminding your muscles that they still matter, that they still have a job to do. It's not about becoming a fitness fanatic. It's about maintaining your dignity and safety. It's about having the power to get off the toilet without help, or to step over a curb without fearing you'll fall. Even 5 extra minutes of moving every hour can reduce your risk of muscle loss. That's not a theory, that's science. Researchers call it interrupting sedentary time, and they found it drastically improves strength, balance, and even mood. And here's another secret. These tiny bursts of movement improve your brain too. Every time you stand and move, Blood rushes to the brain, bringing oxygen and nutrients that support memory and focus. So you're not just helping your legs, you're helping your mind stay sharp. So the next time you find yourself parked in a chair, ask, have I been sitting too long? Then stand. Take a few steps. Flex your feet. March in place. Because every little movement counts. Every time you rise, you take a step back toward strength. Now, speaking of strength, let's talk about the fuel your muscles are hungry for. You've probably heard about protein, but chances are you're not getting nearly enough of the right kind. You sit down to a plate of food, maybe a slice of toast, some soup, or a few spoonfuls of mashed potatoes. It's light, easy to eat, maybe even what your doctor told you was gentle on your stomach. But there's a problem. Your muscles are starving. Not because you're not eating enough calories, but because you're probably not getting enough protein, especially the kind your body needs to build and maintain strength. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Protein? That's for bodybuilders. I'm not trying to get bulky, I'm just trying to stay upright. And you're right. This isn't about bulging biceps. It's about holding on to the strength you already have and giving your muscles the raw material they need to stay alive. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing protein. That means you actually need more protein now than you did at 40 or 50 just to maintain the same muscle. But most seniors eat less, often without realizing it. Reduced appetite, dental issues, changes in taste, or living alone can all make meals smaller and less balanced. But here's the science. Muscle doesn't build itself. Every time you move, especially when you do resistance movements like standing, lifting, or climbing stairs, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. That's normal, and it's good. But those fibers only repair and grow stronger if you feed them the amino acids from high-quality protein. Without that repair, your muscles shrink, your recovery slows, your strength fades, even if you're moving daily. So how much do you need? A safe target for most older adults is 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That means if you weigh 150 pounds, you should aim for 80 to 90 grams of protein per day. Not all in one meal either. Your body absorbs it best when spread out evenly across the day. And here's where it gets tricky. Many seniors eat most of their protein at dinner, but your muscles need it all day long. That toast-only breakfast? No good. That lunch of crackers and fruit? Not enough. Let's make this real with a comparison. Standard breakfast, toast with jam, coffee, maybe 3 to 5 grams protein, muscle-friendly breakfast, 2 eggs, a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter, and a small yogurt. Closer to 25 grams of protein. Big difference, right? Here are some simple, senior-friendly protein sources that don't require fancy cooking or chewing forever. Eggs, soft, versatile, and easy to digest. Greek yogurt, higher in protein than regular yogurt. Add fruit or oats. Cottage cheese, mild and soft, mixed with berries or tomatoes. Lentils and beans, great in soups, stews, or spreads. Canned tuna or salmon, no bones to worry about, and easy to mash into crackers or sandwiches. Nut butters, peanut or almond butter on toast or banana. Protein shakes, whey pea or soy-based, especially if your appetite is low. Even adding just 10 to 15 extra grams per meal can change everything. Think of protein as your muscle's paycheck. Without it, your body thinks the muscle isn't needed and quietly lets it go. And if you've had an injury, illness, or hospital stay recently, the need for protein skyrockets. Your body enters a breakdown mode during recovery, and if you're not feeding it right, you lose strength fast. Many seniors never fully bounce back from a hospital stay, not because of age, but because they weren't rebuilding their bodies from the inside out. And let's not forget hydration. Your muscles are about 75% water. Dehydration sneaks up easily, especially if you don't feel thirsty. But low water means stiff muscles, low energy, and poor digestion of the very protein you're trying to eat. So keep sipping water throughout the day. Your muscles depend on it just as much as your kidneys or skin. Let's pause for a second and picture your plate. Does it include a clear source of protein, not just carbs or veggies? Are you getting enough at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, not just one big meal? And are you including a variety of sources so your muscles get all the amino acids they need? If not, that's your invitation. It's not about perfection, it's about doing better than yesterday. Even something as small as choosing eggs over toast in the morning or adding a scoop of protein powder to your oatmeal can help. Tiny decisions add up, and they send a signal to your body. I want to stay strong. I'm not done yet. And here's a little trick. Pair protein with movement. That's when the magic happens. Eating protein after doing light resistance exercises like sit-to-stands, wall push-ups, or stair climbs tells your body, time to rebuild. It's like planting a seed, then watering it. Without both, nothing grows. So the next time you plan your meals, don't just ask, what sounds good? Ask, what will feed my muscles? Because every forkful counts, and it's one more step toward keeping your strength. Now that you've got the fuel, what's the smartest way to use it? In the next section, we'll break down the kinds of movements that actually stop strength loss and why more isn't always better. It's about using your body the right way. You stand up from a chair and your knees creak. You reach for a step and feel unsure. The idea of exercise sounds exhausting, maybe even dangerous. But here's the truth. You don't need long workouts or heavy weights to regain strength. You just need to use your body the right way. Losing strength isn't just about aging. It's about how you move each day. The right kinds of movement can stop the decline. Better yet, they can reverse it. Yes, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old, your body is still capable of building muscle. But the secret is doing the right things, the right way, with a dose of consistency and kindness to yourself. So what does right movement look like for someone your age? Forget everything you've seen about gyms full of treadmills or boot camp classes. Your strength doesn't come from fancy machines. It comes from functional movement, the kind that mimics what you actually need to do in life. Think, getting out of bed, standing up from a low seat, reaching high to grab something, bending to tie a shoe. These aren't just chores, they're mini workouts if you treat them that way. Let's break it down into 4 types of movement that matter most. 1. Push and pull. You push when you stand up, open a door, or rise from the floor. You pull when you lift groceries, steady yourself on a rail, or drag a chair. Simple exercises. Wall push-ups. Stand facing a wall, hands at shoulder height, and push your body back and forth. Strengthens chest, shoulders, and arms without needing to get on the floor. Resistance band rows. Sit on a chair, wrap a resistance band around your feet, and pull the ends toward you. Great for posture and grip. 2. Hinge and squat. You hinge at the hips when you bend forward. You squat when you lower into a chair or toilet seat. Simple exercises, sit to stands. From a firm chair, rise to a full stand, then sit slowly. Use your arms for help at first if needed. One of the best all-around strength moves, hip hinges. Place hands on hips, and with a straight back, bend forward slightly, then return upright. Strengthens lower back and balance muscles. 3. Balance and core balance keeps you from falling. Core strength helps you move, twist, and lift without injury. Simple exercises, single leg stands. Hold on to a chair and lift one foot for a few seconds. Switch sides. Builds ankle and leg strength. Seated knee lifts. Sit tall, lift one knee toward your chest, then lower. Add a twist for extra core challenge. 4. Stretch and mobilize. Tight joints limit your movement and weaken muscles. Flexibility is key to smooth, confident motion. Simple movements. Ankle circles. Seated or standing, lift one foot and slowly rotate the ankle. Chest openers. Clasp hands behind your back and gently pull your arms back. Opens up posture and breathing. The beauty of these exercises? You can do them at home with zero equipment or just a simple chair and a wall. 5 to 10 minutes a day, done consistently, is all it takes to spark a change. And remember this, form matters more than speed. Moving slowly and with control sends stronger signals to your muscles and nervous system. You're not rushing, you're reclaiming. But I have arthritis. My knees hurt. I haven't exercised in years. These are valid concerns. But often the right kind of movement actually reduces pain over time. Muscles support your joints. Strength prevents falls. A wobbly knee often comes from weak hips or ankles, not the knee itself. Movement is medicine if done gently and correctly. Start with what you can. If standing exercises feel unsafe, begin from a seated position. If you tire easily, break your routine into 2-minute chunks spread throughout the day. It's not about doing a lot, it's about doing something. Every push-up against a wall, every squat to a chair, is your body saying, I'm still capable. And consistency is the real magic here. Muscles respond best to small, regular challenges. You don't need intensity, you need habit. Here's an easy plan. Morning, after brushing your teeth, do 10 wall push-ups. Midday, before lunch, do 5 sit-to-stands from a chair. Evening, while the TV's on, lift each leg 10 times while seated. That's it. Just those moves every day, and you'll start to feel your strength return. It's not instant, but after a week, you'll feel steadier. After 2, you'll rise from the couch easier. After a month, you might find yourself needing less help, walking more confidently, and holding your balance longer. That's what success looks like. Not flashy, but life-changing. One final note, make it joyful. Put on your favorite music. Celebrate small wins. Movement shouldn't feel like punishment. It should feel like liberation. Each rep is a gift to your future self. And once your body starts to remember what strength feels like, the changes go even deeper. Because your muscles aren't the only thing involved. Your mind and nervous system are pulling the strings behind the curtain. And in our final section, that's exactly what we're going to explore. You reach for something and your hand trembles. You step forward and your feet hesitate. But here's the twist. Sometimes your muscles aren't the real problem. Sometimes it's your brain. We've talked about how muscle vanishes with age, how sitting too long and eating too little protein makes it worse, and how the right movements rebuild it. But now we come to the quiet driver behind all of it. Your nervous system, your mindset, your sleep, your brain's connection to your body. Because here's the thing, muscles don't move on their own. They move when your brain tells them to. Every step you take, every time you rise from a chair or catch your balance, it starts in your head. And if that connection weakens, your strength slips through your fingers, no matter how many squats or push-ups you do. Let's start with the nervous system. As you age, the signals between your brain and your muscles slow down. Your reflexes take longer. Your balance gets a little more uncertain. Your grip might weaken, not because your hands are weaker, but because the nerves that control them are firing more slowly. It's called neuromuscular decline, and it can begin in your 60s, sometimes earlier. That's why older adults are more prone to falls. Not just because of weak muscles, but because the message from your brain doesn't get to your foot fast enough to stop the stumble. But here's the hopeful part. You can retrain your nervous system, just like you retrain your muscles. Every time you practice balance, coordination, and controlled movement, you strengthen those brain-body connections. You teach your nervous system, this is still important, stay sharp. Try these simple brain muscle boosters. Toe taps. While seated, lift one foot and tap your toe quickly in place 10 times. Then switch. Trains foot control and coordination. Cross-body reaches. From a seated or standing position, touch your right hand to your left knee, then switch sides. Builds brain-to-muscle communication across your whole body. Balance shifts. Stand holding a counter. Gently shift your weight side to side. Your brain learns how to keep you centered. Now let's talk about something that often goes unnoticed but deeply affects strength. Sleep. Yes, sleep. Not just to rest your mind, but to rebuild your muscles. Your body repairs tissue, balances hormones, and resets nervous system function while you sleep. Poor sleep leads to higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that breaks down muscle. It also dulls the brain's ability to fire signals to your limbs. Many older adults sleep poorly, not because they're lazy or anxious, but because of changes in melatonin, nighttime pain, or medications. But even small improvements can help. A regular sleep routine, dim lights before bed, less caffeine after noon, it adds up. When you sleep well, your strength doesn't just stop fading, it grows. And speaking of hormones, let's not forget mindset. You've probably heard the phrase, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That's especially true with strength. Many seniors stop trying to build strength not because they're too weak, but because they believe they are. They avoid movement. They fear injury. They accept weakness as inevitable. But your brain listens to every thought you send it. If you believe you're fragile, your body will start behaving that way. If you believe you're still capable of growth, your body leans into that belief. It's called the placebo effect of strength, and science proves it. Older adults who were told they were strong actually perform better in strength tests. Your mind is powerful, and your attitude toward movement shapes how your muscles respond. So ask yourself, what story are you telling your body? I'm too old for this, or I've still got a little fire in me. The difference isn't just emotional, it's physical. A positive, determined mindset improves motor unit recruitment, how many muscle fibers your brain activates during a movement. So yes, thinking strong can literally make you stronger. And finally, let's not ignore stress. Chronic stress keeps your body in survival mode. Muscles break down, recovery slows, appetite drops, and your brain becomes foggy, sluggish, disconnected from your movement. So how do you lower stress, especially when life throws you curveballs? You move your body, even gently. You breathe deeply. You laugh. You connect with others. Even just sitting outside in sunlight or listening to calming music resets your nervous system. You don't have to become a monk. You just have to make space to slow down. Your nervous system is a garden. What you feed it, your thoughts, your rest, your movement, it grows. Let's bring it all together now. Strength is not just about muscles. It's about communication. Between your mind and your limbs, it's about clarity, sleep, focus, and belief. And when you strengthen those things, your muscles follow. You're not just a body. You're a whole system built with resilience. And no matter your age, you still have the ability to reconnect, rebuild, and revive your strength from the inside out. Now let's take a deep breath and slow things down as we ease into the final wind down. So here we are. You've made it all the way. And maybe now as you sit or rest, you can feel something different, not just in your body, but in your spirit. You understand now why strength seems to vanish so quickly. And more importantly, you've learned that it doesn't have to stay gone, that your chair, your plate, your daily choices, they're not small. They are powerful tools in your hands. Maybe you'll rise a little slower tonight, but with more awareness. Maybe your next breakfast will carry more protein, more purpose. Maybe you'll stand and stretch during that afternoon program and feel a bit more alive. Change doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to hurt. Sometimes it whispers in the simple decision to stand up before the hour's over, to bend, to breathe, to believe you are still strong, still capable, still here. Let today be your quiet turning point. Let tomorrow be the day you rise just a little taller, steadier. Let each moment ahead be a small act of reclaiming. Because your strength isn't gone, it's just waiting for you to call it back. Sleep well tonight, knowing that everything you need is still within you. And when you wake, you'll remember you are not fading. You are fortifying, one movement, one meal, one breath at a time.